whirlwind of life where noise, chaos, and relentless demands pull us in every direction, finding true peace feels like an impossible dream. The world around us never slows down. Every moment is filled with distractions, pressures, and unexpected challenges that test our patience and resilience. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or lost like a ship tossed by stormy seas without an anchor. But what if peace wasn't something you had to chase outside yourself? What if true calm, strength, and clarity come from within? Imagine a mind so steady that no matter how wild the storm it remains, unshaken as sanctuary, untouched by the chaos outside. This kind of peace doesn't appear by accident. It's built moment by moment, by learning to let go of what drains you, and by embracing the mindset that empowers you. It's about removing the noise, the unnecessary thoughts, and the emotional chains that weigh you down. Stoicism teaches us a powerful truth. Peace is not the absence of challenges or emotions, but mastery over them. It's the ability to remain silent amidst noise, calm amidst confusion, and strong amidst adversity. Today, we embark on a journey to discover what must be eliminated from our lives to find that peace. 15 things, habits, thoughts, and fears that keep our minds restless and distracted. By letting these go, we make room for clarity, focus, and resilience. If you're ready to stop being a prisoner of your mind's chaos, to reclaim your inner calm, and to live with true freedom, then this message is for you. It's time to stay silent, to clear the clutter, and to awaken the unshakable peace that's already inside you. Welcome to a new beginning. The path to peace starts here. 1. Constant complaining. It is one of the fastest ways to steal your peace of mind and sap your energy. When you focus endlessly on what's wrong, what you lack, or how unfair life is, you trap yourself in a downward spiral of negativity. Every complaint you make is like a poison that weakens your spirit and clouds your judgment, pulling you further away from clarity and calm. Complaining consumes precious time and energy that could be better spent on growth, taking positive action, and healing. It transforms you into a victim of circumstances instead of the master of your life. When you complain, you hand over your power to the problems instead of taking responsibility for your response. The Stoics taught that external events themselves are neutral. It is our reaction and judgment that give them power over us. Choosing to stop complaining is the first step toward reclaiming control of your mind. It shifts your perspective, allowing you to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Imagine if every complaint you had was replaced with gratitude for the lessons for your resilience and for the chance to improve. Imagine turning every negative thought into a proactive solution, every frustration into a valuable life lesson. This simple mental shift will transform your mindset and unlock a deeper, more lasting peace within. Start by becoming aware of when you complain. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this complaint helping me move forward or holding me back? Most of the time, the honest answer will be no. Then consciously redirect your focus toward what you can control and what actions you can take to improve your situation. Stop giving your power away through constant complaining. Instead, start investing that energy into your growth, resilience, and peace of mind. 2. Comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is one of the most common traps that steal your happiness and cloud your judgment. When you constantly measure your worth by someone else's achievements, possessions, or status, you lose sight of your unique path and value. This kind of comparison breeds envy, dissatisfaction, and feelings that drain your energy and block your personal growth. It's easy to get caught in the endless cycle of scrolling through social media, seeing others' successes and feeling like you don't measure up. But here's the truth. Everyone's journey is different. No two lives are the same, and comparing yourself to others is like trying to run a race on someone else's track. It only leads to frustration and discouragement. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus inward on our actions, virtues, and progress. Success is not about outdoing others, but about becoming the best version of yourself. When you focus on your growth, your confidence naturally grows, and the noise of comparison fades away. Imagine the freedom and peace that come when you stop competing with others and start competing with yourself. Each day becomes an opportunity to improve, to learn, and to build resilience. Start becoming aware of when you fall into the comparison trap. Pause, breathe, and remind yourself, what if I honored my own pace and progress? Redirect your energy from envy to self-improvement. This mindset shift will transform your inner world, build your confidence, and open the door to genuine happiness, the kind that can't be shaken by anyone else's success. 3. Seeking everyone's approval. Seeking the approval of everyone around you is a silent thief of your authenticity and peace. When you constantly look to others for validation, you build your self-worth on unstable ground, on opinions that shift, on expectations that change, and on judgments that may never satisfy you. This need to be liked and accepted can push you to change who you are, to suppress your true feelings, and to live a life dictated by others rather than your values. The truth is, no one can truly satisfy everyone's expectations. Trying to do so only leads to frustration, loss of identity, and emotional exhaustion. It's a path that disconnects you from your inner self and keeps you trapped in a cycle of people-pleasing. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our worth comes from within, from our integrity, our actions, and how closely we live by our principles, not from the approval of others. Marcus Aurelius taught that the opinions of others are outside our control, and true freedom is found in living authentically, according to one's moral compass. Imagine the power and peace you gain when you stop seeking approval from others. When you make decisions because they align with your values, not because they will please someone else. When you no longer fear judgment or rejection because your self-worth is rooted in self-acceptance, not external praise. Start noticing when you are seeking approval. Pause and ask, am I doing this to please myself or someone else? Choose to live for your truth. The freedom that comes from this choice is the foundation of an unshakable mind. 4. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the greatest barriers to personal growth and true freedom. It grips your mind with doubt and hesitation, preventing you from taking risks, trying new things, and stepping outside your comfort zone. This fear convinces you that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. Yet it's an essential part of learning and evolving. The Stoics taught that failure is not the opposite of success, but a vital step on the path toward it. Each failure is a lesson, a chance to refine your approach, build resilience, and deepen your understanding. Fear of failure only traps you in stagnation, while embracing it empowers you to grow beyond your limits. Imagine if instead of fearing mistakes, you saw them as opportunities, as stepping stones to greater strength and wisdom. What would happen if you replaced hesitation with courage and doubt with determination? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that setbacks are natural and that the obstacle itself can become the way forward. This mindset frees you from the paralyzing grip of fear and opens you to new possibilities. Begin by noticing when fear holds you back. Challenge it by asking, what's the worst that can happen? Can I handle that? Embrace failure as part of your journey. With each setback, you build an unshakable mind, one that rises stronger every time it falls. 5. Holding grudges. Holding grudges is like carrying a heavy burden on your shoulders, one that drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and steals your peace of mind. When you cling to resentment and anger towards those who have wronged you, you become a prisoner of your pain. Instead of moving forward, you stay stuck in the past, replaying hurts and injustices that weigh heavily on your heart. The Stoics understood the destructive power of grudges. They taught that holding on to anger only harms yourself more than anyone else. It keeps your mind tangled in negative emotions and prevents you from living freely and happily. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is not about excusing wrongdoing, but about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness. Imagine how liberating it would feel to let go of grudges, to release the weight that holds you back and reclaim your inner peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or allowing harm to continue. It means choosing to no longer be controlled by pain. Marcus Aurelius advised to treat offenses with compassion and understanding, recognizing that people make mistakes and that suffering is universal. By practicing forgiveness, you protect your mind from being poisoned by resentment and open yourself up to healing and growth. Holding grudges traps you in a cycle of negativity, but forgiveness breaks that cycle and allows you to move forward with strength and clarity. Start by noticing when you are holding on to past hurts. Ask yourself, is this grudge helping me or hurting me? Then decide to release it, not for the other person, but for your well-being. By letting go of grudges, you reclaim your power, your peace, and your freedom, and become the foundation of an unshakable mind. 6. Fear of the future. Fear of the future is a common burden that weighs heavily on the mind. It creates anxiety, uncertainty, and often paralysis, preventing you from fully living in the present moment. The unknown stretches before you like a vast shadow filled with worries about what might go wrong, what challenges may arise, or what losses you might face. But here's the truth: the future is inherently unpredictable. No matter how much you try to control it or anticipate every outcome, uncertainty will always remain. Fearing the future only steals your energy and blinds you to the possibilities of the present. The Stoics taught us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude, rather than what lies beyond. By accepting the uncertainty of the future and preparing your mind to face whatever comes, you cultivate resilience and peace. Marcus Aurelius practiced this by mentally rehearsing worst-case scenarios, not to cause despair, but to be ready and unshaken when challenges appear. This exercise helped him remain calm and focused, no matter what life threw his way. Imagine the freedom that comes when you stop fearing what's ahead and start embracing the present moment with courage and openness. When you shift your focus from anxiety to action, from dread to preparation, you empower yourself to face the future confidently. Start by observing when fear of the future arises. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? How can I prepare today for whatever may come? Fear loses its grip when you root yourself in the present and trust your ability to adapt. This mindset is a cornerstone in building an unshakable mind, one that moves forward with courage no matter what the future holds. 7. Clinging to the past. Clinging to the past is one of the most common obstacles preventing us from living fully in the present and moving forward toward a better future. When you hold on tightly to past mistakes, regrets, or pain, You chain yourself to memories that no longer serve you. This fixation keeps your mind trapped in a loop of sorrow, bitterness, and what-ifs, draining your energy and clouding your ability to see new possibilities. The Stoics taught that the past is beyond our control. It cannot be changed or undone. What matters is how we choose to perceive and respond to our experiences. Holding on to the past means living in a prison of your own making, while letting go opens the door to freedom and growth. Imagine the peace you could find if you allowed yourself to release old grudges, regrets, and painful memories. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or denying your experiences. It means accepting them as part of your journey, learning from them, and deciding not to let them define your present or future. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that time is like a river, always flowing forward, never returning. To live well, we must accept this flow and not waste our lives drowning in the past. By freeing yourself from the weight of what has been, you create space for new opportunities, joy, and personal transformation. You reclaim your power to shape your life on your terms. Start by becoming aware of when your thoughts keep dragging you back to past events. Pause and ask, is holding on to this helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Practice self-compassion as you release your hold on the past. It's a gradual process, but an essential step toward building an unshakable mind, one that embraces the present and moves boldly into the future. 8. Talking too much. Talking too much can be a silent thief of your peace and clarity. When you fill every moment with words, you risk losing control over your message and exposing your vulnerabilities. Excessive talking often comes from a place of insecurity or a need to be heard, but it can create confusion, misunderstandings, and even weaken your influence. The Stoics valued silence as a powerful tool, a way to maintain inner calm and thoughtful presence. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to think carefully before speaking, knowing that once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. Imagine the strength in choosing your words wisely, speaking only when your voice adds value, and embracing silence as a space for reflection and control. Silence lets you observe, listen deeply, and respond with clarity and intention rather than reacting impulsively. Excessive talking scatters your energy and attention while silence consolidates them. It creates a shield around your mind, protecting it from unnecessary distractions and emotional turmoil. Start becoming aware of when you tend to overtalk in meetings, arguments, or even casual conversations. Pause and ask yourself, are my words helping or hurting the situation? Practice the discipline of measured speech. Let silence speak for you when words would only add noise. By embracing the power of silence and speaking with intention, you cultivate a calm, focused mind that commands respect and influence without raising your voice. 9. Focusing on external things. Focusing too much on external things such as wealth, status, possessions, or others' opinions blinds you to what truly matters, your inner values and peace of mind. When your happiness depends on things outside your control, you become vulnerable to disappointment, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. These external factors are fleeting and unstable, constantly changing, and never fully satisfying. The Stoics teach that true contentment comes from within, from cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. No matter what happens outside your inner character and mindset are what define your happiness. Imagine shifting your attention from chasing external validation to nurturing your inner growth. When you prioritize what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you build a foundation that no external event can shake. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that all external things are neither good nor evil, only our judgments make them so. By focusing inward and letting go of attachment to externals, you liberate yourself from unnecessary suffering and gain lasting peace. Begin by noticing how often your mind drifts toward concerns about possessions, image, or approval. Then ask, is this worth my energy? Does it contribute to my true well-being? Refocus on what nourishes your soul and strengthens your mind. This is the path to freedom and unshakable peace. 10. Being emotionally reactive. Being emotionally reactive means letting your feelings control your actions and thoughts, often in ways that lead to regret and turmoil. When you react impulsively to anger, fear, or frustration, you lose the power to respond thoughtfully and make decisions that serve your best interests. Emotional reactivity clouds your judgment, damages relationships, and disrupts your inner peace. The Stoics emphasized the importance of emotional discipline, the ability to pause, observe your feelings, and choose your response rather than being ruled by immediate impulses. They taught that emotions are natural signals, but not commands that must be obeyed. Imagine the freedom that comes with mastering your emotions when you can feel deeply without being overwhelmed, when you respond with calmness and clarity, even in stressful situations. This control builds resilience and strengthens your mind against life's inevitable challenges. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every day, reminding himself that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them. By changing your judgment, you change your emotional experience. Start by noticing moments when you're about to react emotionally. Pause and ask yourself, is this reaction helpful or harmful? Then choose to respond with intention instead of impulse. By cultivating this awareness and self-control, you protect your peace and develop an unshakable mind that stays steady no matter what storms arise. 11. Seeking revenge. Seeking revenge is one of the most destructive traps for the mind and spirit. When you fixate on retaliating against those who have wronged you, you allow anger and resentment to consume your thoughts, robbing you of peace and clarity. Revenge may feel satisfying in the moment, offering a false sense of justice or control, but it rarely leads to true resolution or healing. Instead, it creates a vicious cycle of bitterness, conflict, and pain that often rebounds back to harm the one who holds on to it the most, yourself. The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught that revenge is a waste of precious energy that could be better spent on self-improvement and inner peace. Instead of retaliating, they urged practicing forgiveness, compassion, and acceptance, not to condone wrongdoing, but to free oneself from the chains of bitterness. True strength lies in rising above personal slights and refusing to be dragged down by anger. Choosing not to seek revenge is a sign of self-mastery, courage, and wisdom. It allows you to reclaim control over your emotions and your life's direction. Imagine how liberating it would be to release the heavy burden of revenge and replace it with a commitment to your growth and healing. When you let go of the desire to punish others, you open space for peace and clarity to grow. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself often that holding on to anger and resentment only harms oneself, while forgiveness brings true freedom and tranquility. He understood that peace comes from within, not from external justice or retribution. Begin by becoming aware of moments when thoughts of revenge arise. Ask yourself, will pursuing revenge bring me peace or prolong my suffering? Will it improve my life or chain me to negativity? Then choose the path that leads to healing and liberation, not further harm. By refusing to be consumed by revenge, you protect your mind from unnecessary turmoil and empower yourself to focus on what truly matters: your peace, your happiness, and your resilience. Remember, the most powerful victory is the one you win over your impulses, choosing peace over anger, forgiveness over bitterness. 12. Worrying about what you can't control. Worrying about things beyond your control is a futile and exhausting habit that drains your mental and emotional energy. When you fixate on outcomes, circumstances, or people that you cannot influence, you become trapped in anxiety, fear, and helplessness. This constant worry clouds your mind, disrupts your peace, and prevents you from focusing on what truly matters: your actions and attitude. The Stoics taught that the key to tranquility lies in distinguishing between what you can control and what you cannot. Your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors are within your power, but external events, other people's opinions, and many life circumstances are not. Accepting this distinction frees you from unnecessary suffering and allows you to channel your energy productively. Imagine how liberating it would be to let go of worries about uncontrollable things and focus instead on mastering your mind and actions. By directing your attention to what you can influence, you become proactive rather than reactive, empowered rather than victimized. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the universe is always in flux and that resistance to what cannot be changed only causes pain. Instead, he chose to adapt and face life's uncertainties with calm acceptance. Begin by noticing when worry creeps in about things outside your control. Ask yourself, is this within my power to change or influence? If not, why waste energy on it? Practice redirecting your focus to what you can do, however small. Build your strength and resilience by embracing your sphere of influence and letting go of the rest. This mindset is a cornerstone for building an unshakable mind that finds peace amid uncertainty and moves forward with confidence regardless of what life throws its way. 13. Being a slave to desires. Being a slave to your desires means allowing fleeting cravings and impulses to control your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your peace of mind. When your happiness depends on constantly satisfying wants, whether material possessions, approval, or pleasure, you set yourself on a path of endless pursuit and inevitable disappointment. These desires, if unchecked, enslave you, making you vulnerable to frustration, dissatisfaction, and a restless mind. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes from mastering your desires, not being mastered by them. They emphasized practicing self-discipline and understanding the difference between what is necessary and what is superfluous. By cultivating contentment and learning to want less, you free yourself from the chains of endless craving. Imagine the power of breaking free from the cycle of constant desire, finding satisfaction in what you have and joy in simplicity. When you control your desires instead of being controlled by them, you regain your autonomy and peace. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that external pleasures are temporary, and that lasting happiness lies in virtue and inner tranquility, not in chasing transient pleasures. Begin by becoming aware of your desires. Ask yourself, are these wants to serve my well-being or enslaving me? Practice restraint and redirect your focus towards what truly nourishes your soul. By freeing yourself from being a slave to desires, you build a strong, resilient mind that finds peace in moderation and strength in self-control. 14. Fearing solitude. Fearing solitude is a common struggle that keeps many people running from themselves and their inner thoughts. When you fear being alone, you avoid moments of silence and reflection, often distracting yourself with noise company or constant activity. Yet solitude is not something to be feared. It is a powerful opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and inner peace. The Stoics believed that spending time alone allows you to connect deeply with your true self, your values, and your purpose. It provides the space to reflect, to cultivate wisdom, and to strengthen your mind against life's inevitable challenges. Avoiding solitude out of fear only keeps you dependent on external validation and noise, preventing true self-awareness. Imagine the freedom and clarity that come when you embrace solitude, when you can be comfortable with your own company. Listen to your inner voice and recharge your spirit. This kind of solitude builds resilience and a grounded sense of self that no external circumstance can shake. Marcus Aurelius often retreated into solitude to reflect and renew his mind. He knew that facing oneself without distraction was essential to living authentically and wisely. Start by noticing your feelings about being alone. Are you uncomfortable, restless, or anxious? Instead of running from these feelings, lean into them with curiosity and kindness. Practice spending small moments alone each day. Use this time to meditate, journal, or simply be present with your thoughts. By overcoming your fear of solitude, you open the door to profound inner peace and the self-mastery foundations of an unshakable mind. 15. Avoiding effort. Avoiding effort is one of the greatest obstacles to achieving true growth, fulfillment, and peace of mind. When you shy away from hard work, challenges, or discomfort, you deny yourself the opportunity to develop resilience, strength, and wisdom. Effort is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, progress stalls and your potential remains unrealized. The Stoics emphasized that effort and discipline are essential virtues for a meaningful life. They believed that enduring difficulties and embracing hard work not only build character, but also lead to a deeper sense of satisfaction and inner peace. Avoiding effort may seem easier in the short term, but it ultimately leads to stagnation, frustration, and regret. Imagine the pride and strength you can gain by facing challenges head-on, pushing through discomfort, and committing fully to your goals. Each small effort compounds, transforming you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable person. Marcus Aurelius wrote about embracing obstacles as opportunities to practice courage and perseverance. He saw effort as not a burden, but a path to freedom and mastery over oneself. Start by recognizing when you're tempted to avoid effort. Ask yourself, what will I miss if I don't try? How will this challenge help me grow? Choose to embrace effort as a necessary part of your journey. The discipline you build today becomes the foundation of an unshakable mind, a mind that thrives, not despite hardship, but because of it. Peace is not a gift given to us by chance or circumstance. It is the result of deliberate choices and daily practice. It is a state of mind cultivated by letting go of distractions, harmful habits, and thoughts that drain our energy and cloud our clarity. Building an unshakable mind means consciously removing what disrupts your inner calm. Those unnecessary worries, resentments, fears, and reactions that keep you chained to turmoil. Peace arises not from controlling the external world, but from mastering your responses and focusing on what truly matters. Remember, peace is not a one-time achievement, but a decision, repeated moment by moment, breath by breath. Each time you choose calm over chaos, forgiveness over resentment, presence over distraction, you reinforce your inner strength and resilience. The path to peace is not easy, but it is simple. Choose to let go. Choose to focus on what you can control, and choose to cultivate virtues that anchor you in any storm. When you commit to this journey, you will find that no matter what life throws your way, your mind remains steady, clear and free, an unshakable sanctuary amid the chaos. So today, make the choice. Choose peace. Choose strength. Choose freedom. Your unshakable mind awaits.